how this is going to work is I am going to ask trivia questions, 2 trivia questions to each player on your team. Based on how every team does, they will get an advantage in the next race. So, for example, say one team got all 6 questions right, while another team got 4 questions right. The team who got 2 questions wrong have to start, for every question they got wrong, to the leader. They lose 3 seconds. They have to wait 3 seconds. So if you're 2 questions behind, you have to wait 6 seconds before you can start the race. It is, from that point on, it is a simple relay race, and whoever just finishes in first gets first, whoever gets second and third. Everyone's going to get 2 questions each on each team, so all I need is 1 player from each team to come up. First question, which of the original 7 wonders is still standing today? A, Petra, B, Pyramids of Giza, or C, Great Wall of China? Everyone ready? Okay, turn your boards. The correct answer is pyramids, moon bears, and ramblers. Which country did AC/DC originate from? A, USA, B, South Africa, C, Australia. Flip your boards. The correct answer is Australia. Everyone but the moon bears. Score update. We have a 4-way tie for second with everyone but the ramblers. The ramblers are in the lead with 3 correct. So, 5th question. How many films did Sean Connery play as James Bond? How many films? A, 5, B, 6, C, 7. You can write the letter or the number, 5, 6, or 7. Everyone got it? Flip your boards, turn your boards. The correct answer is 7. Only Tim got it right. Okay, final question. What is the name for the world's longest river? Longest river. A, the Amazon. B, the Yangtze. C, the Nile. Flip your boards. The correct answer is C, the Nile.
Now time for me to give scores and show the positioning before this relay race. The Moon Bears will be starting us off since they scored 4 points. Then 3 teams will have to wait 3 seconds after the Moon Bears begin before they can begin their run. These 3 teams are Rat Attack, Snowstorms, and Ramblers, who each scored 3 points. In the back of the pack, having to wait 6 whole seconds before they can begin, is the Scuba Wolves, who only scored themselves 2 points in the trivia section. The rules for this event are a simple relay race. All the teams will be starting at the start line, with the Moon Bears starting us off, and then other teams following behind. Teams will run around the outskirts of a gym, first heading around a cone set at the southwest corner of the gym, then heading up to the northwest corner of the gym, then running all the way across the long length of the gym, wrapping around the cone at the northeast corner. Then they will head inwards and wrap around 2 cones that lie in the center of the court. Then they will have to run back to the southeast cone, wrap it around, and then finally head back to the finish line, where they will then hand a baton off to their next teammate. And here we are at the start of the trivia relay race portion of this competition. We have the Moon Bears standing in the front with the Snowstorms, Ramblers, and the Rat Attack waiting behind them for the 3-second wait. And then off Tim Martin goes, wrapping around the corner. And then we see the other 3 go. Dane takes his trip from the Ramblers. We see Tim fast away, taking a huge lead over the rest of the players. And then we see the other 3 closely following behind. And it seems like Tim is way too far ahead. It seems like there is confusion out in the course. And the other 4 are all quickly bunched up in the middle, but there is yelling currently happening. They're yelling for Tim. The Moon Bears are yelling for Tim. And the Ramblers have a lead, though. And then Tim runs out in front of the other crew. Looks like, Johnny has lost his shoe from the Snowstorms. Ramblers have the lead. And looks like the Moon Bears missed the corner and they have to run the whole lap again. While the other players are still on their second team. Moon Bears are on the first. But let's watch the leaders. We have the Ramblers in the lead. And it looks like the Snowstorms pass. Yes, they do. They pass, taking up the lead with the Ramblers close behind and the Rat Attack in third. The Scuba Wolves close behind in fourth. and looks like this is close race. We still see the Moon Bears in dead last and almost getting lapped by the Snowstorms. And yes, this is the final lap, and the Snowstorms have taken the lead, with the Ramblers behind and Rat Attack close on their heels. Who will take first? It looks like a clear win by Dylan, who crosses the line in first Snowstorms. Second place is the Ramblers, and third close to the Rat Attack. With fourth, with a dive, is Skylar Gorset of the Scuba Wolves. And there we see the Moon Bears in last place, finishing up after their huge blunder, missing a lap and having to restart their whole lap in the middle of the race, not finishing the race. And those are our final placements.
You lost that last challenge. What happened out there?
Just a little heat of the moment.
Confusion. A little excitement. Tim Martin, do you have any particular feelings about how that last round?
That's definitely all on me. It was just so f***ing horrible. I hate it. It was just the most thing you could imagine.
I told him to bring his compass, but he's like, I won't need that. What is this, the Boy Scouts?
Johnny, did you trip, or did I saw people trip? You lost a shoe.
Yeah, so someone stepped on my foot, so I had to run with one shoe on and one shoe off.
And you still managed to manage it, I guess.
Yeah, I really had to be slow around the corners,
Sure.
and so usually I would slow down quite a bit as I was turning.
He had a rough last event there.
Yeah,
He dropped
I
the baton.
in the middle of it.
He lost a shoe,
Yeah.
and I botched the handoff.
Yeah,
between
it wasn't
us.
a good handoff.
But you know, it worked out, you know?
It
team
did,
came out on
obviously
top.
it did, yeah. No,
Obvious.
that's fair.
Just like to say,
And-
entirely proud of my captain's decision to replace Dave with Jonathan.
There you go.
He's come up big today,
Yeah.
and couldn't have been here without him.
I also wanted to give props to these New Balance shoes. So they really helped out on that last challenge, because New Balance is all about the running, baby.
Right.
We're gonna
Time to look at the scores and the times for this final race. The final event before the championship. We had the Snowstorms completing in first place, scoring themselves 3 points at a time of 1:08. Then we had the Ramblers taking second, getting themselves their first points of the season with 2 points. Too little, too late. But they had a time of 1 minute and 11 seconds, .23, which barely beat out the Rat Attack's minute, 11 seconds, .73, and they're getting themselves 1 point. Finally, the Scuba Wolves had 1 minute, 14 seconds, getting themselves 0 points, and the Moon Bears had a chaotic first lap that ended up causing them to not even finish the race, scoring themselves as well 0 points. But now, the most important, the moment of truth, time to look at the overall leaderboard. We have in first place, a clear first place winner, the Snowstorms, scoring themselves 10 points for the season and guaranteeing themselves a spot in the championship. And then we had, in the second place, we had a tie with the Moon Bears and the Rat Attacks, each scoring themselves 7 points. But ties are broken by a team with more first place finishes, which is in fact the Moon Bears, who scored themselves 2 first place finishes this season, guaranteeing them spots in the finale, where we will have the Snowstorms face the Moon Bears. Sadly, the Rat Attack did score 7 points, and they did have the most medals for the season, but it wasn't enough to get themselves into the championship. And then finally, in fourth place is the Scuba Wolves with 4 points, and then the Ramblers, who finally got themselves points in the last event, get 2 points, but end up in last place. Tune in next week when we have the championship for the champions of the Midwest, as we see the Snowstorms face off against the Moon Bears on August 30th. Be ready to check back then and root for your favorite team, and even predict who you think is going to win in the comments. Can't wait to see you there.